Who we talking to?
Ourselves! Welcome back to the Mc&Marren podcast. Today we will be talking about the Disney Pantheon of villains. However, before we get into today's topic, Justin has some things he'd like to say.
So, last episode I mentioned the P.T. Barnum mansion and how it was possible that Walt Disney knew P.T. Barnum. Obviously, that is wrong. First off, the mansion I was referring to was John Ringling's mansion in Sarasota, Florida. Also, P.T. Barnum and Walt Disney were living in completely different periods of time, so they never actually met. Walt Disney also never met any of the Ringling brothers because they were also not alive when he was alive. However, it is possible that he met John Ringling's nephew, John Ringling North, but that is neither confirmed nor denied. So that's all I want to say about the correction from last episode. Sorry about that.
Okay, so back to what we're talking about today. The Disney Pantheon of villains. As you know, here at Mc&Marren, we have a special place in our hearts for the Disney villains. We love them, we hate them, we love to hate them, and we just love them in general. But today we're going to be talking about what makes a top tier villain. So we like to look at the Disney villains on a tiered based system. You know, you've got your big bads who are always going to be big bads, and then at the bottom you're going to have your little tiny sidekick fish in a very big pond of villains. But today we're going to talk about the core members of the villain world who are more oftenly considered the big bads, who we think deserves to be in the top tier of the Pantheon, and why. So before we go too much further, Justin brought to our attention this week that, what is it, The Great Seven? Tell us more about it.
So recently Disney came out with an anime series called Twisted Wonderland.
We have not watched it yet.
I don't really know what it's about. All I know is that some dude gets into a magical school run by the villains.
So we cannot confirm if it is family friendly.
No. However, there is one point they call the Great Seven. And these are the 7 villains that either make up the school or like the elite villains of Twisted Wonderland. So who are the Great 7? Well, they have the Queen of Hearts, Scar, Ursula, Jafar, the Evil Queen, Hades, and Maleficent. Those are the Great 7 that they have.
Now, Colin, over on your list, who do you think are or you have the Disney official list of who are the big bads?
Yeah, so Disney has a list of 11 villains who appear the most in all of their merchandising and productions involving villains. So these are the ones that are going to show up most on stuff like the pajama pants tourists wear.
These are leggings that nobody can see but us. But I'm wearing villain leggings, and that is entirely on accident.
Sure. Anyway, so this list does include the 7 mentioned before, but it includes a few more. It includes Chernabog from Fantasia. It includes Captain Hook. I don't think you said him.
Nope.
Cruella de Vil.
Okay.
And Dr. Facilier.
Okay.
Dr. Facilier being the last one listed, having only come out in 2009 in Princess and the Frog. So he's the most recent of the big villains.
So adding some new but mostly older villains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through these guys from the 11 to the 7 and talk about each of them. So you know what? We've talked about some of these. We talked about some of them in our Comic-Con panel.
Yes,
but let's kind of revisit those. Let's start with Dr. Facilier. Is Dr. Facilier true? Actually, before we get into that, what makes a top tier villain?
Well, we were actually talking about this before leading up to today's episode, and Colin actually brought up good points. I believe it was, their presence, who like always makes them, who has a bigger presence on screen, who has the best song, because
gotta factor in the
everyone loves
numbers.
the villain song, and it actually talks about what did they actually do. And then, did you have something else?
Well, on two of those, there is a thing. Not everyone who gets a villain song is a top tier villain, but not everyone who's a top tier villain gets a song.
But I feel like
And also,
it has to be factored in because a good villain song can make or break the villain.
Yes.
Also, presence in this case is not just they come on and they're threatening. Is like the entire tone changes when they step onto the scene.
Essentially, kind of like whenever Tim Curry comes on the screen.
Who is actually a villain?
You know what? We should just start keeping a track of how many episodes we talk about Tim Curry.
We should have like a Tim Curry jar, essentially, just like, you know, we should insert like a
$1 every time. $1 for our next Disney trip.
For those of you who don't know, I believe Tim Curry voices only 2 villains. The 2 that I know of off the top of my head are Manta from the Little Mermaid cartoon show and Maestro from Beauty and the Beast 2.
The Enchanted Christmas.
The Enchanted Christmas. He is also
Long John Silver in Muppet Treasure Island.
Which will count because it's a Disney film.
But anyway, with all that out of the way, though, so let's talk about who are we going to talk about first.
Let's talk about Dr. Facil. Let's talk about the newest, or I guess he would be the baby villain.
Yeah, but there's actually one more villain that comes out after him that we should be up for the running, though.
Who?
Mother Gothel.
Was she after?
Tangled came out after Princess and the Frog.
Fact check, please.
At least I thought so.
I don't think. Wait. They were all around the same time, but I don't.
Looking it up.
I don't know.
Well, Kyle's looking it up.
While he's doing that, let's start talking about.
He is correct. November 24th, 2010, Tangled released. Dr. Facilier, Prince and the Frog, 2009.
All right, so we will talk about Mother Gothel. So, Justin, since you brought her up, what do you think warrants Mother Gothel to be a top tier villain?
Well, first of all, she convinces Rapunzel that she is her mother and manages to keep her away in a tower for 14, 15 years. What was it? 16? 16 years. Makes her scared of the outside world and essentially uses Rapunzel for her magical hair.
And is voiced by the amazingly talented Donna Murphy.
Yes. And, you know, Mother Knows Best, while might not be my personal favorite Disney villain song, it has a lot of scary imagery and it is very dark.
I will say the reprise is darker than the first version. The first version is kind of like a lighthearted villain song. Kind of, I would put the first version of Mother Knows Best in the same category as Ratigan. It's lighthearted, it's cheery. Yeah, you're singing about terrible bop, as the kids would say.
But I mean,
one slight difference here is that whereas in Mother Knows Best, Mother Gothel is gaslighting and fear-mongering her child, which some parents do.
But I would say if you're going for a more terrifying version of the song, the reprise is the more terrifying.
But Ratigan, his song, he actively kills someone in the middle of it.
We'll talk about Ratigan in a later.
Ratigan will get his own discussion.
Yes.
Okay.
But I do think that Mother Gothel, for the fact what she did to Rapunzel, the creepy imagery for both Mother Knows Best, the first one, and the reprisal, and the fact that she almost kills Eugene right in front of Rapunzel and essentially made her watch him almost die.
She is one of the few Disney villains that we see actually commit murder.
You know, I think she deserves probably not she's probably not at the big kids table of Disney villains, but she definitely deserves to be up for nomination, so to speak.
I would definitely put her. I would not put her at the tippy top of the Pantheon. I would put her on the secondary level. Like if this was a sports team, she's not on the varsity team, but she's first off the bench off JV.
Yeah, so she'd be like, if the top is like S tier villain, she's A tier villains.
Yes.
So, Colin, do you agree?
I would have to agree because she does have a great song, but she lacks in presence.
She really
does. Yes.
I mean, the movie doesn't change that much.
Granted, at the start, if we didn't know the backstory, we wouldn't know she was a villain. If we didn't know the backstory of how the princess got in the tower, we wouldn't know she was a villain.
She would just be seen as an overbearing mother.
Yeah.
And I think if they went that route, the reveal would have been better.
Yeah, if they hadn't given it away in the first act.
But the fact that you gave away, oh, she's a villain, but in the first song, she doesn't feel villainous. Like, we know she's conniving. She's lying. She's doing all this stuff.
Well, she's not lying. All those things are things you have to worry about. Just
she's
not at the level she thinks. Yeah, she's
fear
mongering.
We know she's trying to get the girl to stay.
Yeah.
But we're not really feeling
and aside
like she's in danger.
Aside from the fear mongering and yes, keeping her locked in the tower and away from the world and using her for her own selfish purposes.
Some parents do that.
Yeah, some parents do that and they're not considered, well, some of them are. Anywho, that's beside the point. The point I'm making here is that on top of all that though, when we see her, when Rapunzel is a teenager, you know, she's like, when we first see her, she's like, I'm making your favorite soup. And when asking, you know, what do you want for your birthday? Special paints from she's not a bad guy. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, she's terrible to Rapunzel on the whole, but at the same time, she's still doing motherly things. Like, she's not keeping her chained in a basement. She gives her a nice waterfront view tower.
Yeah.
Which, where did the tower even come from?
They don't really...
Yeah, we never... where did this magical... Just a tower, not even the rest of the castle, just a tower. Where did it come from? She gives her a nice waterfront view with a window. She can look out and see the sky. She's not keeping her in a basement, in a dungeon. She's feeding her. She's encouraging her hobbies.
Also, I think early on they call her a sorceress or something like that. But she don't do magic.
Yeah, we still don't know where that tower came from.
She don't do the only thing she ever does is she uses the spell from the flower to make herself young. That's it. That's not from her. That's from the flower.
Yeah.
Now, if the evil queen from Snow White actually knew about that flower, I think that'd be a completely different story.
That's another story for another time in another universe.
All right,
but so we all agree Mother Gothel is not an S tier villain; she is an A tier villain.
Yes.
So just so we're clear, the tiers are going to go: S is at the tippy top for supreme, superior, superfluous, splendid, and then A, and then B, and then C, and then D, and then blah, 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 blah.
Yes. All right, so Mother Gothel
is an A-tier villain.
Now let's go back to Dr. Facilier.
Now, we briefly talked about this before, is do you want to consider Facilier as a whole unit person, or are Facilier and his shadow two different entities?
According to the Disney Wiki, they are.
Although the shadow, while acting independently from Dr. Facilier, still takes orders from Dr. Facilier.
That's true.
So it's just like, while they're two different entities, Friends on the other side.
Friends on the other side.
Also, Keith David's a great singer.
Yes, I was just about to say that. It's like Keith David, top tier voice actor. Voiced
by the amazing Keith David, who we've all met, and he was extremely nice.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the ladies' man.
Oh yeah.
But super nice guy. You know, he plays that con artist role very well, and this is really, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like, well, I get, well, not Zootopia came out later, but Facilier is kind of like the first real con man we've seen since Pinocchio.
Honest John.
Yeah, we haven't seen a con man in a long time.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, he's
Like
That's what he is. He's a con man.
like a con man that we already knew he was a con man.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look at Facilier and know that's the kind of guy that's going to steal your social security number.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
if not your soul.
He's also a master manipulator because he manipulates Naveen's assistant.
Does he manipulate him, or is that guy just treacherous to begin with?
Well, I mean, he probably was thinking about throwing Prince Naveen off a cliff. It's just he kind of convinced him to push.
He gave him the opportunity.
He is
that is
voiced by the same guy who plays Wormtail in Harry Potter. I'm seeing kind of a similar character that guy gets typecast in a lot.
Also,
I'm sure he's actually a very nice guy, but he keeps getting
also wasn't
these kind of
he
characters.
wasn't he the main villain's like stooge in that Disenchanted movie? Or
Yeah,
something?
he was. So
yeah, he's getting typecast.
He gets typecasted a lot as like this secondary villain who is going to just double cross you in a Weasley type way.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's going to be brought up in a later episode of the Pantheon.
Probably.
But back to Facilier.
Now I will say, even though Dr. Facilier has a great villain song, great voice actor, he definitely has a presence to him. His scheme to essentially unleash the Netherworld upon New Orleans, it's not really original. I guess, and it's not really mentioned except for when he needs help getting Naveen the Naveen as a frog.
Now I have a theory.
There's only so many ways you can write wants to take over the world in a new way.
Well, I have a theory. So as Disney has progressed and the times have changed, and the times they are always changing, what constituted a villain at the beginning of the Disney franchise is not what we're seeing constitute villains today.
No.
I mean, evil witches, evil stepmothers, con men who take you to an island and turn you into a donkey. The Lord of the Underworld who wants to steal your soul. We're not seeing that anymore. Today's Disney is a lot more newer ideals of trouble and villainry. Like, we're seeing Disney deal with the issues of family, generational trauma, of mental issues, all these things that we're worried about now as a society that society really wasn't worried about 100 years ago.
I mean, that's basically the example of art imitating life.
Exactly.
I mean, art is always going to mirror reflection of the times.
My theory is that we are probably not going to see any Disney villain that came out after the 2010s make it into the S tier. Because I like Facilier, but I do not think he's got what it takes to be an S tier. I mean, case in point, you put Facilier up against Maleficent. Who's going home in that fight?
Maleficent.
Maleficent is going to win that fight.
Oh, you talking about...
Yeah, who's going home?
Who's going home? Oh, okay.
I thought you meant survive and go home.
No,
Yeah,
I meant go home in a body bag.
Okay, yeah, Dr. Facilier is definitely not winning that fight.
I mean, and we all know she is going to be the S. She's going to be in the S tier.
Yes, that
So-
kind of goes without saying.
It's one of those things, like, if it's not a villain that can pretty much stand on their own, I don't see them going into the S tier. And as much as I like Dr. Facilier and I love Keith David, that's not an S tier villain.
Yeah, he's I think he's also, he's almost there.
I mean, also...
Almost there.
Yeah, I was like, who's going to break into song? Also, I think that, going back to presence, if you take Facilier out of the story, just take him out of the story, and let's say that Naveen gets turned into a frog because he makes the voodoo woman mad.
Mama Odie.
Yeah, they're in New Orleans. It's very possible that could happen, okay? But let's just say he becomes a frog some other way. Does the story really change that much?
No.
No.
Not really.
If you take him out of the story, it doesn't really change that much. The only thing that has to change is, how did he become a frog in the first place?
Yep. I was thinking more like, you see him on, like, he makes his appearance on screen. It's like he can't be mistaken for anybody else.
No.
But, okay, so Dr. Facilier, while he's awesome and a great new addition to the Disney villains, He is with Mother Gothel in A tier.
All right, Colin, who was next up on the list?
Before I get to them, I just want to do a real quick mention here, because we're not going to discuss Pixar villains
at this time.
We're talking about traditional Disney.
We're talking Disney only, because I use a current Disney. We're not going to see villains like that, but we have seen some villains rise up in Pixar movies, and someone's going to mention, well, what about
Pixar?
De La Cruz?
Yeah. Pixar's going to get its own pantheon to talk about. Also, Justin and I were thinking, we need to do our own episode. Like, we need to do an episode on just the Descendants universe.
Yep.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of questions there.
Speaking of, next up, James Woods as
Hades. Okay, that's it. James Woods is the original voice of Hades. He's the best voice of Hades. He's done a great job with Hades. But Cheyenne Jackson in Descendants playing Hades as an aged rocker, such a good take on Hades, because I could definitely see that.
Yeah. Now, James Woods voiced Hades in every incarnation of the character. Not only did he voice it in the original movie, he voiced him in House of Mouse, he voiced him in the Hercules animated show, and any other animated thing that Hades been a part of, because he loves the character
and
so
Kingdom
much.
Hearts.
And
Kingdom Hearts.
Because he loves the character so much.
And you know what they say, when you love what you do, you never go to work.
Now, also, the reason why is I believe I heard that they were planning on canceling the Hercules movie before it even came out. And he said...
They were running out of money.
Yeah, they were running out of money. He's like, don't pay me, and please release this.
Yes.
It's like, I will take a pay cut and play this guy for you. And they paid him, and they finished the movie.
And it is an iconic character. It is an iconic voice to an iconic character. I mean, you want to talk about some stage presence?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime Hades was on the screen,
you paid attention.
And it wasn't because, it got dark.
Yeah.
He made it dark, but he also made it interesting to be dark.
Also, just him going over the top whenever he gets like angry and gets over the top, and he just his reactions are so hilarious.
You've been wearing his merchandise.
Another thing to note: while he has no villain song in the movie, he does sing in the TV show.
Oh. I missed that.
Yeah,
in one episode, he and the Muses sing a song. I think it's either Hades Town or My Town, because he convinces Poseidon to move the river Styx, which causes Athens to be in the underworld, and so Athens becomes his town. And he sings a song, and it's a great song. He's a good singer and all that.
Now, I think one of my favorite things
I have to show you this after we're done.
I think one of my favorite things about Hades as a villain is that he is not just a dark Greek god character. He is, for lack of a better word, he is the slimy, skeezy businessman of Olympus.
I was actually going to say lawyer.
Oh, even better. He is so a lawyer, because he is all about the deals, the things that benefit him. He gets you trapped in these contracts.
Yeah.
And he's just so good at being bad.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, at the same time, when you're watching him and you're listening to the whole story, it's like, you know what? He's not entirely wrong.
Yeah, because he's like,
unlike you, God, so lovingly lounging around here, I actually have some work to go do, which you so kindly bestowed upon me,
Zeus. So can't. Love to, but can't.
He's the only one who doesn't get to lounge around on Mount Olympus.
Yep.
Everyone else gets to go to Mount Olympus. He's got to go to work. Now, he's also, though, from what we can tell, he's the only one who has a dog.
Yeah,
Points for having a dog.
He has Cerberus.
Points for the dog.
Also, for some reason, I don't know why, but this is just a side tangent, because in the movie, we see Cerberus at the beginning of the movie. Hercules is a baby. He just went to the party and all that. And we get to see Cerberus in all of his glory.
Yes.
And somehow in the TV show, which takes place when Hercules is a teenager, he's a puppy.
Don't try to
Don't
You're
try to analyze
overcomplicating it. Overcomplicating it.
Anyway, the big thing also, I really want to see some moment where Hades and Ursula are just talking about the art of the deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Could you see the two of them together making deals?
Ooh, you'll never really get out of that one.
I mean, okay, hello, going back to what I was just saying about the Disney Descendants franchise. Missed opportunity right there.
Ursula and Hades go all in on a law school.
Oh, jeez.
No. Business school. That has a minor in law.
Okay.
And they're both lovers. But anyway, so Hades, obviously S tier.
He, other than just having the presence and the voice when he is allowed to sing, he also makes it fun to be a villain.
Yes.
He does. I mean, come on. Hey guys, relax. It's only halftime.
When it's actually halfway.
When it's actually halftime. There were so many good parts of the Hercules movie that were written well into the script. 2 words. I am retired. Which when translated into Greek is actually 2 words. Or someone call IXII.
911 in Greek letters. Anyway, so let's move on. But yes, Hades is
our first S tier. Yay! S tier.
All right, Colin. What's the next one?
1994, Lion King's Scar.
Combo voice, but primarily Jeremy Irons.
But Jim Cummings, who's the voice of Winnie the Pooh and a lot of other animated characters, had to step in when Jeremy Irons' voice gave out during the Be Prepared musical number.
Now let's talk about that for a moment. How impressive a song has to be to destroy the singer's voice while performing.
Well, not only that, how good of a voice actor do you have to be to
pick it up
and make it so seamless that no one knew about it till years later?
If you aren't aware, in the song right after Scar's original voice actor Jeremy Irons gives out at the line, "You won't get a sniff without me," and Jim Cummings takes over from there.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that he almost ripped his vocal cords.
Yeah.
Which that takes dedication.
That does take, and I mean, both Jeremy Irons and Jim Cummings are amazing actors. I think just throwing this out there, to be a good villain, I've never seen somebody portray a great villain who was a bad actor.
No.
And in fact, I think it's very common that the best villains that we see in film and TV, they do such a good job that you don't want to like them in real life.
Yeah.
Which I think is why voice actors kind of get it easy, because nobody knows what they look like.
Yeah. So anyway, but Scar obviously has a really good villain song in Be Prepared. He's
also very traditionally Shakespearean played. I mean, the whole movie is Hamlet with animals.
Yes.
And Jeremy Irons is a classically trained actor, so he plays that air of just indifference so well.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Yeah.
But at the same time, lighthearted. Oh, Zazu, lighten up.
But he has that slimy kind of charming voice where it's he has something brewing, but he's just so charming. Mm-hmm. But also obviously
it's like the spinning wheel in Maleficent, or not Maleficent, but in Sleeping Beauty. You know it's bad. You know it's gonna hurt you, but you still want to touch it.
And also he is one of the only Disney villains that was able to kill off a main character.
That is true.
On screen.
On screen. He was able to
So that puts him and Mother Gothel. That's the only 2 we've talked about so far.
Yeah. Now while spoilers, if you haven't seen The Lion King,
where have you been for the last 30 years?
And not only the original, but the live action remake does it too. The original one is better. But yeah, he was able to kill Mufasa, Simba's father.
And he had something we haven't talked about yet because none of the previous ones we've talked about really had them. He had, Hades had these, but we didn't talk about them. Great hench people.
Yes.
Great underlings to do your bidding.
Shenzai, Benzai, and Ed in the hyenas. Shenzi.
It's Shenzi, Bonsai, Ned.
Sorry, I combined the two. Shenzi, Bonsai, and
It's
Ed.
not funny, Ed.
Do it again.
Mufasa. Ooh. Do it again.
So Scar is an interesting character outside of just Lion King as well, because Scar also makes an appearance in other things. So he's in Kingdom Hearts, but he's also in the Lion Guard. He comes not back from the dead. He exists as a ghost, trying to bring down Simba's reign by tricking Simba's son. So even after he's dead, he's not finished being.
But do you know what Scar
a
is
problem.
not? And even for being on Disney's list there, and Justin was just looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm here looking at my leggings. Scar is not on these leggings,
No, he's not.
and there is not a lot of Scar merchandise nowadays.
No, that is true.
I mean, Hades is on these leggings. Facilia is on these leggings.
The magic mirror.
The magic mirror is on these leggings, but not Scar. Interesting.
The Hydra's also on there.
Yes, but the point being is that he's good, but he's not on the leggings. Now, granted, being on the leggings is not a requirement to be in the top tier, but I do think it's interesting that it is very rare, I feel, to see Scar memorabilia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
'Cause-
maybe that's just because it's hard to put lions on merchandise. I don't know.
But also, it is interesting that, so in the movie, Scar kills Mufasa, the hyenas take over the Pride Lands. However, after that, he kind of just, meh, let them do whatever, meh. He kind of just, is like, I have power now, okay, I'm bored.
Yeah, he doesn't follow through with the power.
The plan.
Also, he does make an appearance in Hercules.
As a rug.
As a rug.
And just think.
He'd make a
Whenever
very
you-
handsome throw rug.
And whenever he gets dirty, you can take him out and beat him.
Alright, so where do we think Scar fits in? Does he go up with the A tier, or does he somehow make his way up to the S tier?
I think he's going to be stuck in the S tier.
You mean the A tier?
Or the A tier. Yeah, I think he's going to be in the A tier.
I really want him to be in the S tier just because he has the presence.
Yeah,
He's got the great song.
Mm-hmm.
So great it nearly broke his voice out.
Yeah.
And also, he actively killed someone on screen and got away with it.
You know what? I'm going to change mine. He will get to the S tier just because of that. Who is calling me? Someone I will call back later. Shout out to our friend Donna.
Yep, so... Alright, so majority rules. So Scar and Hades are the two villains that we have so far in the S tier.
And one of them appears in the movie for the other one.
Alright, who's the next villain?
1992, Aladdin's Jafar. Who also
Okay.
makes an appearance in Aladdin 2.
So Jafar is a bit of an interesting one, because, he's a magic user. He doesn't really have a song. Well, except for the Prince Ali, how do you see it? Whatever.
He gets as best a villain song as we can in the sequel, Aladdin 2.
Yeah, but that was pretty much a backdoor pilot for the Aladdin TV show.
Yeah, not a great movie, especially when Robin Williams wasn't here.
Mm-hmm. However, during the battle sequence between him and Aladdin, transforming into a snake was actually a really good transformation. Tori doesn't like snakes. Also, the way that they trick him is actually really interesting too, because they trick him into becoming a genie, which he has infinite cosmic power. But he's tethered because he can't use that phenomenally cosmic power without a master.
Also, this is a difference between the animated version and the live action version. In the animated version, Jafar wishes to be a genie.
Mm-hmm.
In the live action version, he wishes to be the most powerful being in the universe, which the genie then interprets as a genie.
Yeah.
So it's a bit weird that in the remake they made Genie a bit more like a monkey's paw than in the original story. But
like some of the other ones, Jafar does have a great sidekick.
In Iago, voiced by Gilbert Gottfried. R.I.P.
But I don't think that that's enough to save him
No.
from the tears. I mean, yeah, he's got some magical know-how. He's kind of a hypnotist.
He is also a pretty good master of disguise.
But he fails at his ultimate goal. I mean, they all fail to an extent, but he fails masterfully.
Yeah, I mean, he was in charge of Agrabah for like maybe not even
2 minutes.
His presence is also a little lacking.
Yeah.
For being honest.
He doesn't strike fear into... He, as the kids today would say, he strikes the ick.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, he hit that. I don't know who his voice actor is, but he does have a good voice, though.
He does have a great voice, but it's just kind of like, ew.
Well,
Ew.
Voice actor Jonathan Freeman.
Okay.
Jonathan Freeman.
But yeah.
There he is.
So do you think that Jafar is our first B-level villain?
I think he might be.
All right.
Which
Colin?
is as a 90s kid is kind of sad to say, but yeah.
Yeah, Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney films as a kid, but Colin, what do you think?
He really does get that boost in presence after he gets the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
But that's over halfway through the movie.
Yeah, and so and really the big moment where we're all like, oh shoot, this guy is dangerous, is when he transforms into the giant snake.
Yeah.
And suddenly he's a monster, and we're like, okay, I think Aladdin's gonna die.
Yeah, this just took a very dark turn.
Yeah, just like before that.
But again, it takes to the end of the movie for him to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the movie, the only real bits of magic we've seen is him trying to hypnotize the Sultan. And that's really about it.
Not even kill the Sultan.
Yeah.
Just hypnotize.
It's just hypnotize.
And even then, the Sultan's able to break free from his hypnotism. He's like, the princess will marry me.
But you're so
old.
old.
So, alright. So I think Jafar
is our first B-tier
level villain. Sorry.
Sad to see, but
sad to see it happen.
It's gotta be done.
Someone's got to be there.
Yep. Alright, who's next?
B.
Mentioned earlier, 1989, The Little Mermaid's Ursula.
Alright.
Now, if you remember back to our wonderful Comic-Con panel where we talked about were they truly villains, I do maintain that she is just a savvy businesswoman.
But ultimately what she does at the end, though.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but still. She's mostly a savvy businesswoman.
And, you know, I did mention that...
And she is on the leggings.
I mean, I did say that Jafar was also a master of disguise, but she is also a master of disguise.
Yeah.
And she's able to, you know, use Ariel's voice that she commandeered from her, ultimately to her advantage.
And unlike Jafar, she actually pretty much succeeded with her plot.
Yep. Except for at the end.
But true love.
Yep.
True love or the ship being skewered into...
Yeah.
Which really won the day?
I think it was the ship that skewered her in half.
No offense to True Love's kiss, but I think the ship...
I didn't say true love's kiss, I said true love.
I think...
True love inspired Prince Eric skewing her on a ship.
Yeah, that too.
Now, interestingly enough, in the live-action remake of The Little Mermaid, It's not Prince Eric that impales Ursula. It's Ariel that impales Ursula. And
Really?
Eric is the one that has to be saved.
Well, just way to downplay the man. Let's just. Did we even need Eric then? What was the point of Eric?
I guess not.
Also, this is...
Yeah, to quote the movie School for Good and Evil, there's an Eric?
Yeah.
There's a weird thing. So, after the live-action Little Mermaid released, Disney had a little, like, Disney Kids show come out, like Ariel and Friends or whatever it's called.
I love that show, so tread carefully, sir.
Ursula makes an appearance in that as Ariel's helpful aunt.
Oh, no. You're talking about the new one. No. I thought you were talking about the old school one. So there was an animated one back in the 90s, which was amazing and had great songs.
Yeah, that's the one where Manta's from.
Yeah,
that's
the one you're talking about. No,
I'm talking about the new one with the live action.
Well, apparently in the Broadway show of The Little Mermaid, it is revealed that Triton and Ursula are brother and sister.
But the weird thing for me is, look, if you're going to make a show based off of the movie, the new movie, fine, okay? Black Ariel, love it. Why is suddenly Ursula black?
When in the movie she was white.
And why is she helpful now? Why is she a good guy?
Okay, let's not dive into
Character development? I don't know. Melissa
what
McCarthy
is
wasn't
the opposite of
available for
character
the
development?
animated? I don't know.
Character assassination?
I guess.
What's the opposite of character development?
Characters, I don't know. Anywho, going back to the OG Ursula, voiced by Pat Carroll.
She definitely has the presence.
And
she
the voice.
has the presence. She's got the voice. She's
Her
got the
minions
plan.
have presence.
She's got the. Her minions have
and she's got the song.
And she's got the song. And she's got the look.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, her dress is really just her body, but it's so well done.
It's such a unique design.
It's such a good design. I mean, just chef's kiss all around. I think she is an S tier without because she checks all the boxes.
Yes.
She is a sorceress who actually has magic.
She's a sorceress who has magic. She has presence both on and off the stage. Because even when she's not in the scene, like when it's just like her henchmen just watching in the distance, you're like, oh, I don't like that. Go away.
Danger,
Shoot. Go away. She's got the story. She's got the plan. She executes it almost flawlessly. I mean, chef's kiss. So definitely an S tier.
Colin?
Yeah, S tier. Also, big points for turning into a giant kaiju at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta love that.
And she's larger than life.
All right, so it's we have Ursula,
Hades,
and Scar on the S level. We have Mother Gothel and Dr. Facilier on the A level, and Jafar is on the B level.
Sorry, I had to laugh because Ursula, Hades, Scar all have prominent S's in their names, and they're all in the S tier.
But I'm pissed.
Not a requirement, but it's funny.
All right.
I think we have time to discuss one more villain today because this is going to be a multi-part series.
Okay. The next on the list is Cruella de Vil, the dog murderer.
No, she
does not murder any dogs.
She plotted to murder the dogs, but no dogs were harmed.
Yes.
It's like, let's take a step back and compare to the other ones, okay? Ursula wanted to take over the sea, just the entire ocean, claim Triton's power for herself.
Yep.
And she succeeded!
Yep. Scar wants to take over the Pride Lands.
And he succeeded!
Hades wants to take over Mount Olympus.
And he succeeded!
For a brief moment.
Jafar wants to take
For like
over
an hour?
Agrabah.
He succeeded!
Again,
For 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes.
Cruella de Vil wanted a coat.
Out of Dalmatian puppies.
I grant you, that is evil. Wanting to murder puppies is evil. We are not discounting
There is
that.
no world we can make that not evil.
Yeah.
And please note, we are talking about the original animated versions. I am not talking about the live action Cruella story. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I know the general concept. It's her villain origin story, but I'm sorry. We can't justify her actions.
Even when they had Dalmatians kill her parents?
No.
That is such a leap.
That was such a weird way to go.
That is jumping the shark, as our mother would say.
Yes. So Cruella, let's talk about Cruella for a minute. So she obviously has the scheme, to make a coat out of Dalmatian puppies. That is evil. I mean, she offers the Pongo and Purdy's owners a check right off the bat as soon as the puppies are born.
Yeah.
Also, there's a cloud of smoke that seems to follow her because she is a chain smoker to the nines.
That is Disney's anti-smoking commercial.
Even though Disney was a smoker.
But he didn't want the public to do it.
He didn't want the public to know he was a smoker.
But he didn't encourage other people to smoke.
That is true.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't advertising smoking.
No.
And while she does have a great song, even though it's sung by someone else, about her, she doesn't have the presence. No. The first time she comes in, when we first see her, we had that build up with the song, and she's just a Karen.
Yeah. Fun fact, a lot of the animation for Cruella de Vil and a lot of scenes used in 101 Dalmatians, the animation would be reused later in The Rescuers.
And Robin Hood.
I'm sure at one point we will do a podcast about Disney reusing animation styles, but it is quite funny to watch side by side.
Yeah. I kind of have to agree with Colin a little bit because the only real presence she actually does have is the car chase at the end where she's chasing the Dalmatians from this moving truck and she loses half of her car and her hair is all wild, she's bug-eyed, and then she's gone full crazy.
Yeah.
But again,
I mean,
that's at the end of the
movie.
movie.
She wasn't full crazy when she wanted to turn the puppies into a coat.
Well, I mean, she was full crazy then, but now she actually looks like she's crazy.
What I mean is, if we can't give Jafar presence points for turning into a snake near the end of the movie, we can't give it to Ursula for the crazy car drive.
No, we cannot.
You mean Cruella?
Yeah, Cruella.
Who did I say?
You said
Ursula.
Wrong character.
Wrong character.
That would be an interesting crossover, though.
I think you guys are right. As much as I love the song Cruella de Vil, and her actions are truly evil. I shouldn't say her actions. Her plot. Her plan is truly evil. I do think we have to put her in the B tier.
Yep. Yeah, so, alright, so we put her in the B tier.
Wait, Colin, do you think she should go lower?
I was like, B or C tier.
Ooh. You know what? Since we're doing a small list, by the way, I will keep a running list of where everyone falls in this. Maybe we'll create some kind of little poster chart thing. But we do reserve the right to move people down a tier if somebody better than them comes along later.
Yeah. I think she might be our first C level.
Oh, that's sad.
C for Cruella.
Oh, that's funny. I'm outvoted. She goes to C.
All right. So
maybe if someone comes along who's worse, there we go.
I mean,
maybe she's a B.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, it is her rationale and what she wanted to do wasn't even really
it doesn't
powerful. It was she wanted a coat.
She was obsessed with fur, and she
live for fur.
And she wanted a coat out of.
Not on the leggings.
And she's not on the leggings.
And she wanted a coat.
The fashion villain is not on the leggings.
It's not on the leggings.
No.
Explain that. They have the spinning wheel for
because
Melissa.
it's very hard to sell the idea of turning puppies into a coat.
Yeah, she wanted to kill Dalmatians, which is a domesticated dog, into a coat. Yeah. Kind of hard to sell you on that one. All right, so that is all the time we have to talk about Disney villains. Like Tori said, this will be a continuous series. So let's wrap it up to what we have so far. We have Scar, Hades, and Ursula
The S's
in S tier. We have Mother Gothel and Dr. Facilier in A tier, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have in B tier, we have Jafar all by myself. And then in tier C, but I'm Cruella DeVille.
I mean, it's a catchy song, though.
It's a catchy song, but it's
probably
not
stuck in my
sung
head
by
for
the
night.
villain.
This is true. All right. Well, like you said, that wraps it up for tonight. Join us next week. We are going to do something kind of like what we did in October, but also a little different. We're also going to try to record it visually so you guys can watch with us. But we are going to be reviewing movies that were so bad they were good. And we're going to start with the original Super Mario's movie of 1993.
Starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo
As
Mario and
Mario
Luigi.
and Luigi Mario.
How many Marios are there? There are
Mario.
3 Marios. Mario, and Luigi Mario.
And get this, Dennis Hopper as Bowser.
King Koopa.
King Koopa.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right. Can't wait to, see you guys then. But until next time, bye.
Bye!
Bye.